Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
If you say abortion is a crime or abortion is murder, you have to deal with it under the law. Should abortion be punished?
Well, people in certain parts of the Republican Party and conservative Republicans would say yes, they should be punished.
How about you?
I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on. It's very hard.
But you're
are you going
forbidding
to say, well, wait, are you going to say put them in jail? Is that
well,
the
no, what I'm
punishment
asking
that you're talking about?
Because you say you want to ban it. What's that mean?
I am pro-life, yes.
What is ban? How do you ban abortion? How do you actually do it?
Well, you know, you'll go back to a position like they had where people will perhaps go to illegal places.
Yeah.
But you have to ban it.
You ban it and they go to somebody who flunked out of medical school.
What do you say about your church? They're very, very strong.
They're allowed to, but the churches make their moral judgments. But you running for president of the United States will be chief executive of the United States. Do you believe believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 years?
I don't know. That I don't know. That
why
I don't
not?
know. I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
Donald Trump facing new criticism for something he did on the campaign trail last night in South Carolina while defending his debunked claim that he saw thousands of Muslims celebrate the collapse of the Twin Towers here in New York. He appeared to mock a reporter with a disability. Take a look.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
He doesn't get it, or he gets it better than anybody understands. It's one or the other, and either one is unacceptable. We're led by a man that is we're led by a man that either is not tough, not smart, or he's got something else in mind. And the something else in mind, you know, people can't believe it.
You implied there may be a sinister reason for him not engaging ISIS more aggressively. You want to define that further?
I can't define it. I mean, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows why he doesn't have more anger, why he doesn't have more competitive zeal. He's a competitive person. Why doesn't he have more competitive zeal to knock them out, Bill? I mean, look at what's going on. Look at what's happening.
He doesn't get it, or he gets it better than anybody understands.
Evangelicals. We won with young. We won with old. We won with highly educated. We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. And by the way, and if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But
so the stakes have never been higher. I am humbled and moved by the Republicans who are willing to stand up and say that Donald Trump doesn't represent their values. Not only as Republicans, but as Americans. I have to tell you, I feel that same sense of responsibility. We may not agree on everything, but this is not a normal election.
No, it's not.
And I will work hard for the next 3 months to earn the support of anyone willing to put our country first. As a young man said to me in Florida the other day, friends don't let friends vote for Trump.
And now you're all caught up on the day's events. This is what's been going on. I'm like, plus a Secret Service agent, a guy in the audience today, Hillary Clinton, they had dueling events. I don't even know what you call these things anymore. They're not press conferences. They're appearances. They're just they're talks. They go to the States and they stand on the stage, and then they, if you're Donald Trump, you threaten everybody's life. You tell them that the president is, down with ISIS. He's one of them. You tell them that women need to go to jail for 10 years if they have I'm having an abortion right now. Take me away. Take me away. I'm going to have another one after the first one. I'm going to have them all day. I'm going to have just it's going to be abortion day here at the Randi Rhodes Show. Yeah. So you've got dueling events. And so Donald Trump, listen, this is creeping me out a little bit, because Donald Trump has been given gifts, unforced errors by Hillary Clinton. There was, as you know, the shooter in Orlando at the Pulse nightclub. His dad was sitting behind Hillary Clinton. I guess it was yesterday when she was here in Florida. Today she's in Iowa. And Donald Trump, instead of talking about that yesterday, he talked about this Second Amendment remedy, which is nothing new for the Republican Party. I got to tell you, don't you remember Sarah Palin? Sarah Palin used to scream about her Second Amendment remedies. She put crosshairs on people. I mean, Gabrielle Giffords, who was shot in a parking lot in Arizona in the face, was part of Sarah Palin's crosshair communications to her support. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to saying Sharon Angle. Remember Sharon Angle? She said the same damn crap. She said, well, we all have a Second Amendment right to prevent the tyranny of our government from, taking away our freedoms. And if it comes to that, then my people will use their Second Amendment remedies. So this is a Republican talking point. However, Donald Trump kind of left it alone today. He said, it's the media's fault. It's the media's fault that this isn't. No, it's the Republican Party's fault that it's an issue, and it's your fault because you've said so many outrageous things that whenever your mouth is moving, it seems to want to say the most outrageous thing instead of saying what you will do and how you will do it for the American people. What are your freaking plans? Now, the big economy speech he gave the other day was nothing more than, a trickle-down economics talking points. It was the Ronald Reagan theory of economics, is what it is, and it's a failed theory. It doesn't work. It never worked, and it never will work, but that's what he chose to do. And then the next day, he was off script and said, hey, Second Amendment remedies, which, frankly, I just said he's back. He's back. Meaning he's off the teleprompter and he's back being himself, right? And then the media does make a big damn deal out of it. And this is why. Apparently, the Secret Service has spoken to the Trump campaign more than once about the crap he says. He does seem to have a unique way of inciting people, kind of the way Sarah Palin did. Kind of the way Bill O'Reilly did with Tiller the baby killer, Sarah Palin with her crosshairs, and then, poor Gabrielle Giffords gets shot in the face. I mean, it is creepy. So the Secret Service today has made it known that they have spoken to the Trump campaign more than once. Now, today, when Hillary Clinton was on the stage in Iowa, laying out her plans, saying what her investment in jobs will look like, comparing, Donald Trump's failed Reaganomics to her plan, independent economists had looked at both plans, said Donald Trump would lose us 10 million jobs and Hillary Clinton would create 3.5 million new jobs. That the other way around, that Hillary Clinton's plan would create 10 million new jobs and Donald Trump's plan would lose us 3.5 million jobs. And on top of it, cost us $10 trillion, or as she likes to put it, $30 trillion over 20 years. Because it's mind-boggling to even trillions to me. You don't have to really, emphasize. You know what I mean? I don't. It's you don't have to do. But okay. And then I was watching Hillary. I was trying to grab a couple sound bites from her today, and a man rushed the stage. And we don't know who he is or what he wanted. All I know is that the Secret Service prevented him. He got very close to the stage. I think he took a step or two, up the stage, and the Secret Service grabbed him and they hustled him out of there. And I don't know what his deal was. Nobody knows yet. We're waiting for further reporting. But I will say this is what's creeping me out more than anything. That is creepy. But, there was a guy who tried to kill Donald Trump, too. Just to be fair here. Why? I have no idea. He does not deserve my fairness. He deserves nothing. He deserves to be shunned like a wayward Amish person. Shunned. No one should speak to him ever. No one should, do anything. But he was given these gifts. Okay, he was given the gift of the Pulse shooter's father, being placed behind Hillary Clinton, where the advanced people choose the people to be on the stage, and that was a gift. And he didn't say anything about it that I heard. Now, I was watching at 3:00 when he's always late, but I was tuned in at 3:00. I didn't hear anything. I did go to the bathroom though, so maybe you heard. I didn't hear. And then the email scandal, the big one. Oh, the new email scandal having to do with I'm shocked. I tell you, I'm shocked that people who give millions and millions and millions of dollars to powerful people would then call those people and ask for a favor, like introductions. My son graduated law school. You know anybody who's hiring? That kind of thing. That's what's in these emails, okay? Donald Trump just simply characterized it as, this is pay for play. No, that would be lobbying. Lobbying is pay for play. But this was, there were 2 emails that were released by Judicial Watch, who was bringing a civil suit about Hillary Clinton's, conflation of her role at the as Secretary of State and her husband's role at the Clinton Foundation. Okay, so today they released some documents. All I found were 2. It seems to me that's all the New York Times found. It seems to me that's all anybody found. It seems to me that's all Judicial Watch found. Were 2 emails, one between Bill Clinton's main counsel, Doug Brand, who is responsible for even starting the Clinton Foundation. Doug Brand, if you look at his resume, go look him up on LinkedIn. That's how easy it is to find out who anybody is anymore, okay? Just go to LinkedIn and look them up. But Doug Brand was the guy responsible for starting and has done amazing things. But he's Bill Clinton's counsel, and he asked for introductions to an ambassador for somebody that was that he was working with in Nigeria, who was a billionaire, building some business there. Asked for an introduction to an ambassador, and asked for an introduction for some recent graduate who needed a job. You better never check my email, because that crap's all over it. Can you help a guy who just graduated law school? Is there a place in you're hiring first years? I mean, come on. Listen, so I want to announce that I need to go to jail because I've sent emails asking for help placing my friends' children at law firms, at broadcast companies, at places where I have friends. I have actually made inquiries and said, could you help this kid? So I need to go to jail. Plus, I am having an abortion right now. And I'm going to have another one when I'm done. This is insanity. And so, but the creepy part of all this to me is when you give Donald Trump these gifts, why does he just go back and revert to fighting the old fights? Why doesn't he use them to expand his reach from the people he loves the most, the poorly educated? Why doesn't he use these stories? And, if he's going to lie and embellish, these are perfect stories to lie and embellish, right? So why doesn't he use these stories, drill down on these stories to get the independent voters, to get the undecided voters to flip from Hillary? Because the Republicans are joining Hillary. This is going to be like the Reagan Democrats. It's going to be the Hillary Republicans. There's no question. Today, in the New York, in the Washington Post, everywhere. I mean, you can look anywhere. Look at any newspaper. I know, you have to subscribe to a newspaper in order to read it anymore. But hey, it's a business too. You need to subscribe to me if you want to hear it on demand without the damn commercials, when you want to hear it, where you want to hear it. It's a business. But you have to subscribe to these newspapers if you want to read. Well, I do subscribe to them, and I do read them. And I was reading all over the place today, and most of the stories were like the anti-Trump GOP stampede is well underway. It's like bison, crossing the plains. It's like, ta-tonka, ta-tonka, ta-tonka. I mean, you could hear them stampeding. You could see them stampeding. You can read them stampeding. You got grassroots Republicans who are supposed to be the Donald Trump people who say, there's one called Republicans for Clinton 16, but their abbreviation is R4C16. And it's a big organization of grassroots Republicans. They posted their endorsement of Hillary Clinton. It's signed by a raft of Republicans who served in almost every GOP administration we can remember that, they're still alive to sign, in the military, on GOP campaigns. You've got Republican staffers on Capitol Hill that are quitting in droves. You know what they said? They said the most depressing thing you could possibly imagine is waking up, going to work to get this, this asshole Donald Trump elected. They said they can't do it, and they're quitting their jobs. I mean, it's so amazing. Here's one of the endorsements that was posted by R4C16, Republicans for Clinton 16. We are proud members of the party of Abraham Lincoln and Ronald Reagan, a party rooted in liberty and respect for the individual. We support policies of limited government, free market economics. This man is an isolationist. He's not a free market guy, number one. And a strong global vision of foreign policy and national security. Donald Trump betrays our values and beliefs. His campaign has been marked by isolationism, nationalism, vulgarity, and ignorance of serious policy matters. Supporting Mr. Trump forsakes Republican history, harms the Republican brand, and breaks the trust of millions of current and future Republican voters. And it goes on, okay? It just goes on and on. But he actually stood on the stage. I didn't record. It was so boring today. They even cut away at CNN, which depends on him for ratings. All the networks do, and they cut away from him. I think they cut away right at the moment that he said he's pulling ahead. He's gonna beat her. He expects a beautiful big victory in November. And I think everybody went, oh God, he is so delusional. Do you know that Utah is in play? Utah, who hasn't voted for a Democrat in 50 years. 50 years. Utah is in play. Arizona is in play. Georgia is in play. The polls, the Real Clear Politics average has Clinton ahead by 7.7 points. There are individual polls like NBC News, Clinton by 10. And Fox News has Clinton by 10. Now, don't get complacent or anything, but how could he stand there and say he expects a beauty? This is when the whole media just said, "Oh God, oh I can't do it." But beyond that, she's gonna. States that we've not seen go blue in 50 years. Utah, I can't believe Utah is in play. Can you believe Utah is in play? I can't even believe I'm saying Utah is in play, which is why I can't stop saying Utah is in play, because I never imagined I would ever get to say that. Ever. But Utah is in play. So anyway, Hillary Clinton, she just, the two quotable things I thought were, friends don't let friends vote for Trump, and
words matter, my friends.
Okay, can I just say this? My friends, it's very McCain-like, and do you think that was like a dog whistle to the McCainiacs? I don't know.
Words matter, my friends. And if you are running to be president, or you are president of the United States, words can have tremendous consequences. Yesterday, we witnessed the latest in a long line of casual comments from Donald Trump that cross the line. His casual cruelty to a Gold Star family. His casual suggestion that more countries should have nuclear weapons. And now his casual inciting of violence. Every single one of these incidents shows us that Donald Trump simply does not have the temperament to be President and Commander-in-Chief of the United States.
Well, the word temperament is good. It's good, it's okay. He's all over it, though. He has the temperament, my temperament. I've got the best temperament. She doesn't have a temperament. It's like gravitas. If people are old enough to remember the gravitas campaign, who had the most gravitas to be president. But I will say, Donald Trump is being beaten by a girl for insulting a Muslim family. Don't you love irony? It's a beauty. Hashtag irony. And nobody deserves it more.
For a commercial-free, on-demand, whenever, wherever listening experience, visit RandiRhodes.com for your personal premium podcast today.